So we're just going to do start off with brief introductions. So first of all, my name's Katrina, and I am a representative of dermoi. So for those of you that don't know, dermoi is a skincare hub. So what we do is we combine effective and advanced skincare with at-home treatments, at-home products, and online consultations. So you really understand your skin, the products that you're putting on your skin at a scientific level. So we really passionately believe that your healthy skin is part of a healthy lifestyle. And that obviously affects your overall well-being. So something that we have been looking a lot into recently is the effect of stress on your skin. So as you can imagine, a lot of people during lockdown have been experiencing acne where they never would have had before, or maskne as it's now being called, or they have just been at home and had a lot of time to dwell on the future, dwell on the past, dwell on problems, and they can see these stresses coming out on their skin. So as we've been looking into the effects of stress on the skin, we have met with our lovely expert, Anzhelika here, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about stress and everything to do with stress and how we can combat it. So first of all, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this webinar, and thank you very much for inviting me to talk here today. My name is Anzhelika. I'm a psychologist. I offer therapeutic services to individuals and also employee well-being solutions for businesses. I'm practiced as an existential analysis therapist privately, and also I work as a counseling psychologist at the Stress Project. It's a charity organization that helps people to deal with stress. So if talking about myself, the problem of stress is very well known for me. And to be honest, it led me to where I am right now, to my career, to I became who I am because of stress, actually. My background, I used to work for Barclays Wealth Investment Management, and then I worked for international shipping company involved in business development internationally. So it was quite a stressful job, and I was constantly exposed to stress. So I decided that probably that's something is wrong, like it's not working. I started to notice some signals, of my body was manifesting it physically, psychologically, behavior changed. And I decided that's probably time for me to really take it seriously. And how I started, I just thought, well, I need to learn about myself. I need to find out what are the problems, what are the stressors in my life. And I signed up for a psychology course. And for 1 year, I was working and studying psychology at the same time. And then by the end of this course, I thought, this is what I really want to do, because my life started to change. And I took this quite a difficult decision to leave a well-paying job and to start from the very beginning, from like I turned to be a student again. Well, this is about me. I can tell you a bit more about what I do at the moment if we have time.
Yeah, I think it would be good to know, a little bit what about you focus on at the moment. Obviously, your personal story is such a big thing in relation to stress, because you physically have went through the processes and understand the effects. So how has that kind of informed your learnings today?
So because today we live in such an odd time, and I thought, what can I do for myself? How can I maybe use this time wisely? And I'm involved in a couple of projects actually connected to stress as well, together with my colleagues from Clever Psychology. It's another psychological organization that has lots of services, from one-to-one therapy to corporate services. But together with them, we are conducting a research on coping strategies in the stress during pandemic COVID-19, because lots of people started to ask for help, and we created this test. Then people can see what category, how they cope with stress. They deny, they take some like actions, they run away. And it's so funny, because I thought I'm quite resilient, but then I realized that actually I ran away because I went home to my parents' place for like 6 weeks. And then I was like, wow, that's that shows a lot. Yeah, how we deal with stress. Sometimes we can't really control it. It's just our natural reaction. So I'm involved in this project. We are conducting research into coping strategies. And moreover, we have this charity initiation where people can also have a one-to-one therapy with professionals if they don't have if they can't afford full price for therapy. So those also, I'm writing a dissertation about procrastination at the moment. And I don't know if probably everyone knows what procrastination means, but it's very interesting how stress can affect us to procrastinate more. And the other way, how our procrastination habit can make us more stressed. So it's also what I'm researching at the moment. It's very much about stress and procrastination. So yeah, that's
Brilliant.
important.
So I think probably the first thing we'll start off with is we all talk about stress. We've all, I'm sure, said in our lives, "Oh, I'm so stressed about work." But what actually is stress?
Mm-hmm. So stress is our body's way to respond to any kind of threat. So it could be either real or imagined. Once we feel threatened, our body's defenses kick in. It's an automatic process. We all know it as a fight or flight response.
Mm-hmm.
What happens that when we are stressed, that our body release a flood of stress hormones, including adrenaline, cortisol, and our body get into emergency state. And then we can all feel like our heart pounds faster, our muscles tighten, blood pressure rises, then breeze quickens, we can sense everything sharper. And that's a physical changes, right? And it, of course, it increase our stamina, our strength, because we need to be ready, to either to run away or to fight. And we all deal with all kind of stressors every day, either job, even a big city life is very stressful, families, and then our skin is the biggest organ. And of course, it can also manifest, like stress can manifest on the skin. So just to conclude, stress is very natural, and stress is the way our body reacts to any kind of threat around us. Yeah, sorry, I started a bit about skin, but yeah.
No, brilliant. So I think we've obviously discussed this morning some of the real causes for some people's stress. So the things that have come up are work, money, the future, acne. All of these things cause people stress. But what actually would you say are some main factors that cause stress?
Mm-hmm. So I want to make a clear definition between self-generated internal factors of stress and external, because of course, if we imagine zebra, when zebra sees something, like approaches like a lion, then it gets in the fight or flight mode as well, ready to run. Once there is no threat around, zebra just relaxes. It wouldn't think about, oh, I should have run quicker, I should have saved like other zebras' life, or you wouldn't think about what if tomorrow I see a lion again. So it really says a lot how people react to stress, what causes them stress, that we don't really let it go. We think, we overthink, we start to self-generate stress, and that's a major factor why we experience this so-called chronic stress. So acute stress, when we need to react quickly, and then as soon as we get into this mode, we go out of it very quickly as well. Like, let's say we can hear something very noisy, or we need to, to avoid a car accident, and that it helps us to save our life, so it's our friend. But unfortunately, because it can be imagined, our brain cannot make any difference between real and imagined stress. So it causes a lot of stress, and we think as well, oh, it should be something negative, like some negative event could cause us stress. But to be honest, it's not always the case, because sometimes it could be something very like a nice event, like a marriage, a presentation. I can feel it, fully now. It's positive things, but they also make us feel quite stressed. And life in a big city as well, if you think how many responsibilities we have, social media, all of those factors cause us constant stress. Then it turns chronic, and at certain point our body becomes quite tired of being constantly exposed to these factors, and this is when we can experience physical and behavioral manifestation.
Perfect. So essentially, what you're saying there is that there's two different types of stress, and stress can be good, and stress can also be quite bad.
Yeah.
So there are times, the fight or flight mode can literally save your life. So obviously, that's good. um,
Sorry, I just wanted to say that stress, it can be either positive or negative. And for positive stress, there is the whole science, and Dr. Lazarus, he created this term eustress. Maybe you heard about it. So eustress is a positive stress, and this, we get into the eustress to when we are very excited, when we are very motivated. And of course, our aim is to stay in eustress and never go further beyond this and fall into de-stress. And yes, and as you said, we have to look at stress as either positive or negative, and also it can be acute or chronic. So to conclude, about
Perfect. So then, in terms of, obviously, if as you're saying, so the eustress is a good type of stress, but if you pass that and you're kind of in the de-stress mode, and things are really going wrong and affecting your body, how do you see stress affect your body, or what does it do to your body?
Okay, so stress, it can, when we think, as I already mentioned, our brain cannot recognize either it's real or it's imagined. And when we are stressed, we need to look first in our endocrine system. What happens there, that a huge amount of cortisol and adrenaline kicks in. And what it can do first, our gut becomes very affected by this, because we have, you all know, we have good and bad bacteria growing there. And during the stress, unfortunately, bad bacteria outgrow a good one, and our gut becomes leaky, and it leads to inflammation in our body. And our body, like in general, becomes kind of wide inflamed, and immune system becomes less effective, and we can experience anything from high blood pressure to undesirable behavior, it really depends. It's very personal, and everyone experiences stress differently.
Perfect. So in terms then of, your skin. I know somebody had said there that acne, they felt acne caused their stress. Some people think stress causes acne. What is the relationship between skin and stress?
When we talk about skin and stress, we think about this in threefold. So first of all, stress can affect our skin because through different reasons I'll be talking about a bit later. But first of all, it's when we are stressed, we experience some of problems with our skin due to physiological changes in our body. Second way to look at it is when actually skin condition can affect the way we feel about ourselves, and it can affect our well-being in general. And the last one is this vicious cycle between stress and skin, when it's like never-ending cycle. And when we experience problems like eczema or rosacea, and it becomes then the approach requires, to be more holistic in this case. So it's threefold connection. Yeah.
So in terms of then some of the symptoms of stress on your skin, what kind of triggers should you expect to see on your skin? So
Yeah. When stress affects our skin, first of all, stress triggers inflammation, inflammation in our body. And another thing, that stress, because it increases cortisol in our blood, it weakens the skin immune system, and then it can manifest itself in wrinkles, line, kind of it. Unfortunately, we are aging quicker when we are stressed. And again, at aging could be seen as first a physiological change, and another thing, because we are stressed, we tend to kind of our expression is quite different. We are frown, or how you call it.
yeah, you
Yeah.
find
And again, it can it, yeah, we can see more wrinkles on our face after stressful period in our life. Then another thing, that cortisol and adrenaline makes our skin more sensitive because of inflammation as well, and then it can make some of the problems with skin worse because of inflammation as well. Another thing, that stress can dry out our skin, because when we are in a fight or flight mode, we sweat more and we need more hydration. But usually when you're stressed, you don't really think much about it. You don't think about the way you look, the way because you think that's not really what can save your life. That's why we don't think about it. But in reality, we need to drink more because we sweat more. But that's why it can dry out our skin, as well as dry out our scalp, and we can have some problems with our hair. But on the other side, it can make our skin more oilier, because hormone, as cortisol, make our glands to work more and produce sebum, and this increases. It can make our skin oilier, as well as our scalp, and it can affect our hair as well. What else? Probably,
so
yeah, it weakens. I didn't mention also about aging, that there are some research shows that also cortisol weakens our collagen, and then it makes it more difficult for our skin to repair. Also leads to aging.
I think inflammation as well is a big one.
Sorry.
Inflammation. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, inflammation as well. And I think the last, what I want to talk about it is, apart from these real physiological changes, stress affects the way we behave. And let's say we don't really normally think about it, because our routine is quite a natural thing. But when we are stressed, we eat we eat poorly, we don't drink enough, we don't exercise enough, and then of course it can manifest again in kind of in an emotional way and in a physiological way. So it's all interconnected, you know. Stress affects our behavior, and behavior affects our emotional being, and and our physiological as well.
Perfect. So I suppose then one of the big things is obviously with stress, it has all of these effects on your skin and on your body. And of course you can try and rectify the problem when it happens. But what are the best coping strategies for stress to kind of prevent stress?
Mm-hmm. When I think about it, first of all, you need to look at your stress, and you need to identify what are the stressors in your life. Either it's external or internal, because with external stressors, we can work hard and try to eliminate them from our life, but sometimes it's not possible, right? If you have a stressful job, can you really do something about it? Of course you can. You can, you know, develop your resilience, but at the same time it might still, you know, stay in your life, and then you can't just like leave your job. Or um, if you're stressed because of the interview for a job, then again that would be quite a sad life, right? If we just stay at home and do nothing. So first of all, I would look at your stressors in life, identify whether it's internal or external, and then my steps how to make like, you know, to decrease the amount of stressors in my life would depend on this. First of all, strategies, then we think about stress and how to approach stress. What can I do before I'm stressed? If I know that something is going to happen, how can I protect myself? How can I give myself maybe more time to relax, to rest before? What can support me? For example, in my case, when I'm more stressed, just a general stress, I'm not talking about like events, it could be something like a list of things I have to do, gives me a good support and structure for the day. And then I also like to incorporate little things into my daily life. Like I set the alarm clock for every 1 hour, and I have a glass of water. And then for me, it's crucial, no matter what, I always find time to go for a walk in the park, for a long walk, when I can really notice things around me, when I can notice the smell in the air, you know, especially after the rain. It smells so beautiful. But when we are stressed, we don't notice that, because we are all in our head. We think about something which is either unrealistic, or it's something that hasn't happened yet. But it's such a waste of energy and our time, and it's really affects our health. So I would say we need to come back to the reality, to go back to ourselves, think and look around and noticing things. And then next step would be thinking about your stress and what you can do during the stress. It's a whole like huge research about it. And when I was preparing for the seminar, I thought it's incredible. I wanted really to share these tips with you. First of all, during the stress itself, what you can do, it's very, very simple. You will be surprised. But the posture means so much. And the Harvard research showed how just the being like a dominant posture, if you're sitting all like kind of try to be, you know, straight, look at your posture, because can you imagine, it can reduce your cortisol by 25%. I think it's incredible. Yeah, and it's not just, you know, somebody's words. It's a research, and there's like some science behind it. So so we look first at the power posture, and you try to kind of to have as more space as you can. So not like a closed posture, but very open, and, you know, try to put your hands like, you know, sometimes you see some people like sitting like this, very relaxed, and you can see it, you know, they're very like kind of confident. So, and this changes cortisol, level of cortisol, meaning that on a biological level, it makes great change. Second thing, it's smiling and laughing. Where even when you're stressed, try to smile. Even if you don't want, you think it's stupid, you think it's like, oh, that's not going to help me. Another research shows it reduces stress by 10%. Also quite a good number, because it can, you know, when you're worried about something or you just need to go to a presentation as well, then just like, you know, try to sit straight and then smile to yourself, to people around. It will instantly make you feel more confident and happier. And also, very easy technique, what you can do is start breathing through your nose. Just through your nose, inhale and exhale. And again, it really helps a lot, because it also, it kind of works on a physiological level. And I would say it's very important. The last thing, yeah, to look after yourself after stressful event and situation, because most of the time we think, okay, that's gone. I'm so happy it's gone. I'm not gonna think about it again. But that's not how we should deal with this, because first of all, probably we suppress a huge amount of emotions when we are stressed. And after stress, it's a good thing when we go through this, when we process what we've been through and accept it, acknowledge that actually I can become very stressed when I go for the interview, when I give a presentation, and not to, you know, deny it and say, no, I know I'm fine, don't worry, but to really, really accept that, because sometimes it's very difficult to accept that I'm actually not as confident as I want to be. And but accepting it, I think it's really it means that you're strong enough, you know, to accept it. And then everyone should probably have a menu of different things that help you when you are stressed, before the stress, during the stress, or after. And everyone has to create this menu, so you don't need to be motivated to do something, but you do it with pleasure. You know, sometimes you think, I know I need to do sport when I'm stressed, but then there is like resistance inside. You think, oh, I'm not motivated, and then it becomes even more stressful. Imagine when you're tired and stressed and you try to push yourself to do more, then that's the horrible thing. That's why people cannot never like lose weight, for example, when they're stressed and they try to push themselves, not eat enough, and then, you know, do exercises. So it's very important to create that menu repertoire of your little techniques that you can use for yourself, but it should be something you enjoy doing. There should be a nice connection between what you do and what you feel. And of course, there are more things what you can do. I don't know, because I've said enough. I want to know what are your thoughts, and maybe I can tell you a little bit more what you can do.
Yeah, so if anyone has any specific questions, I guess, you know, about what they can do. So I know before we had discussed a big thing was that you had recommended was meditation. But as you said, meditation works for some people and it doesn't work for others. What about these kind of tools? Should we incorporate those into stressful life?
Yeah, I would say if we summarize how can I cope with my stress, is first of all we start with basic things. Basic things as proper nutrition, hydration, and good sleep. So those things you can't really do much, like if you don't do these things, because our sleep, it just affects everything, our concentration, our level of anxiety, level of cortisol. So good sleep, nutrition, hydration, and then we start to identify stressors in our life and do something with them, kind of a bespoke approach all the time. And what really helps as well, therapy helps a lot. Maybe different types of therapy, like cognitive behavior therapy, because it works with our thoughts and behavior at the same time. It could be a very good approach. Then different relaxation techniques. And as you said, meditation. Meditation, again, it's not just a nice technique. It has science behind, showing real changes in our body when we meditate. From me personally, I really enjoy like breathing techniques. And when I'm doing this, I like to use different oils, lavender oil, something really relaxing. And then you need to create for yourself like a routine that you really enjoy, and then you can incorporate there something which is like your favorite things. Maybe to have a bath with these oils, to call a friend, to call and talk to someone. You can, be open, and you don't need to pretend. You can be really yourself. It's very important. And we should all understand that little small things make big changes. But again, it has to be a part of our life. You can't just say, okay, I'm gonna have a bath this evening and then I'm good. No, it has to become a part of your life. Yeah. So it has to be like a part of your healthy lifestyle, which is so so popular. We talk a lot about healthy lifestyle. So this routine has to be, yeah, your favorite thing you do.
Yeah, I think well, specifically here at Derma, we find a lot of people use their skincare routine as that wind down at the end of the night. So they take, the 20 minutes not only to help their skin, but just to help their mental health and their stress levels. Even just the likes of the massaging of your face with oils. It's so physically relaxing, as well as being so good for your skin. So I suppose that's kind of one of the good routines that you would want to keep up with as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think because of like for face, also I wanted to mention, I forgot completely, that when we think about how can I take care of my skin, apart from all of this, we need to love ourselves, because without love for yourself, you would think that's not really important. And when you think that, okay, it's fine, but I have no time, I have no money to invest in like a nice proper cream, or to have a massage, to go to a massage salon, to have a therapist. That shows a lot. Just think about it. It shows your relationship with yourself. And if you think that's not important, who else will care about it? Yeah, and I don't know if you want to add something more about how you can take care of your skin, like maybe some products you can recommend, because I was going through the website as well, and maybe you can recommend me some products as well I can use for my skin.
Definitely. So I think one of the big things that we believe in at Derma is that, a healthy lifestyle leads to healthy skin. And we understand that unfortunately not everyone is on the same page. And especially living in the likes of a real city environment, your skin is constantly polluted with toxins. Your skin faces so many battles with weather changes, especially in London. One season it's lovely and hot, the next season it's cold and snowy. So your skin is constantly facing a battle out from the outside. And then with the addition of stress and just the general stresses of living in a city environment, whether that be commuting, the high pressure jobs, kind of finances, all of these factors also affect your skin from the inside. So it's really, really difficult. As somebody has said there, like it's a never-ending battle to get good skin when you're constantly fighting stress and you're fighting external factors. So something that we really believe in is trying to incorporate both into one. So turning your skincare routine really into your me time, your relaxation time at the end of the day, to unwind and de-stress. And I know so many people say, and I have done it myself, so I can't even be excused, I say, I don't have time. I don't have time.
Yeah.
But as you kind of said, if you don't have time to look after yourself, you can't expect someone else to have time to look after you. And that's where it all starts. It all starts with you and how you take care of both your mental well-being and your personal well-being, as well as the well-being of your skin. And something that we have found, is your skin is your biggest organ, and you only ever get one of them. So if you don't take care of it now, it's never ever going to be good, and it's always going to cause a stress in your life or another factor. So for the sake of literally 5 or 10 minutes a day, you could make a massive difference to both your skin and to your own stress levels, your mental health, your well-being. So that's probably the biggest factor here at Derma. So of course there's a range of products that everyone can enjoy. However, we do have probably 2 or 3 products that we specifically recommend for using in your wind down anti-stress routine. So one of the big ones is your cleanser. Now, a lot of people, me personally, I love a cleanser. And a cleanser essentially just wipes away all of the toxins of the day, but it also can work as well as physically removing away all of the dirt and the bad and the toxins of the day. It can also mentally remove away all of the stresses of the day. So when you take your cleanser and you're really massaging it into your skin and rubbing it into your cheeks, you kind of feel like you are rubbing away all of the problems that you've had today, the bad meeting at work, or the delayed train ride home, or the out of date bread at breakfast. And it just kind of gives you a fresh slate. So when you go to bed to have your essential 8 hours of sleep, you're going to bed, completely let go of the day. One I personally love is it's a honey cleanser.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of lathers up and warms up like a honey on your skin. So it's like an IS clinical honey cleanser. And I know actually you had mentioned some of the benefits of the smell of the honey. So there's so many benefits to do with the smell of the honey. And it literally takes 2 to 3 minutes, and you have put the cleanser on your face, really massaged it in, and let all of the dirt, the toxins, and the bad things that have happened today, and all of the stresses wipe way down the sink. And that's a really, really lovely feeling. And if anyone's ever had a bad day, how nice that feeling can be at the end of the day. Something else we kind of recommend, especially if you are doing meditation, or you are doing kind of cool downs at the end of the night, massage on either your face or body, is some of the oils. So I know you had said yourself you use is it lavender oil?
Lavender oil, yes. I think it's because it's very relaxing, it makes you feel relaxed. Then for me, it's my favorite. And also something like bergamot, maybe lemongrass. Yeah.
There's
And
so many beautiful oils.
Yeah, magnesium, to have a bath with magnesium. This is also really helps me. Yeah.
Definitely. I think one of the ones that I love is the avocado oil, which I had never heard of before. But it really is just to nourish your skin, and you can literally rub it on. You can spend 5 minutes, or you could spend 15, because it is so relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
Rubbing it into your skin, really massaging all of the areas of your skin. And as we were saying before, with stress, you will find that you frown more, and you can actually find you get quite tense here in your jaw.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. That's my thing. Like when I'm very stressed, what I can feel is I'm very tensed here, and I just I do it with my hands. I do some massaging, just massaging this area, and then I don't know how, but it works on a physical level. You just relaxes this part of your face, and you instantly feel better. And this works for me, but as I said, that everyone needs to find out what works for them. There is no one answer, right, to everyone. Yeah, but the good that you also have a variety of things, and for any taste.
Definitely, for any face. And I think that that's the big thing. And I suppose that's come up a couple of times in the comments that I can see, is that your skin does feel like a never-ending battle, because as we were saying, bad skin or skin problems can cause stress. Stress can cause skin problems, and it can just literally be a forward and back all of the time.
Yeah.
And the best way to target that is by understanding, first of all, what causes your stress and creating a plan, to identify your stress. So if it is the fact that your job is causing you stress, and we know you just can't get up in the morning and quit your job. So as I said, it's about creating that calendar every day to say, these are the top 3 things I want to check off today.
Yeah.
And there's a real satisfaction with that, I think, as well.
Of course, this is about self-love, and then we start to to include this into our daily life. And how we start, we don't know how to start. Just do it and write it down for yourself. Say 15 minutes of massage, or 10 minutes. I go for like walking in the park. You have to do it. It's really about self-care. Yeah, but I guess it really depends. Of course, nowadays it's very stressful. We live in this time, and it's very uncertain at the moment, and it becomes more more difficult to think about those little things, because there are other more important things we think that are more important for our survival. Like, this is what we think, because this crisis is not just financial, it's also a health crisis. But I think it is a very good saying, when we don't have any time for meditation, we need to meditate more. And we can always use our willpower and say, yes, I know there's like hundreds of things I have to do right now, but this is 5 minutes just for me. And as I said, even these 3 emergency things you can do: posture, smile, and breathe. Everyone can do it at any moment. Yeah, no matter what is happening.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
And I think, well, it's about pinpointing what the stress is. And as you said, sometimes it can be quite difficult to do that. And it does help to speak to someone else. Like, even speaking with you the other day, I definitely noticed when you asked certain questions, I was going, oh, that does stress me, or actually my body does respond that way.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is great to have those conversations to know what stresses you. And it really does benefit.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point, because have you ever really tried to listen to your body and notice those little signs, or maybe not so like little. Sometimes like I can feel my palms are sweaty, and then my heart is beating, and then you're like, oh, now I can feel it. It's coming. What can I do right now? Yeah, how can I really help myself? But again, what I feel right now, it's more of eustress is a positive. It gives me this boost of motivation and excitement. But it's really important, to look if it lasts for longer. If after this presentation I have another one, or I have done something, another stressful thing, sometimes it's not worth it, to have this busy life, and at the end what we have, it affects all our processes in the body, like from immune system and to just our behavior. So I think what we discussed today is very, very important. And as I said, small things, small little changes, and things we can do every day make a huge difference. But when we do it regularly, not just like, okay, I've done it once and I'm fine. No, when we do it regularly. Yeah.
Definitely. I think what we'll do now is I can see some questions here. So we'll go through some of the questions. If anyone else has any questions, either about, stress, skincare, personally, what you can do, if you'd like a consultation with any of us, do feel free to write a comment and we will get back to you. So I suppose one of the big questions that has come up before, the skincare and stress battle is never ending. Where is the best place to start with finding the problem?
The best way is to first identify your stressors in life. Look at it, either it's external or internal. The ones you can eliminate from your life, do it. If you can decrease the number of this, do it. Then next you need to think, what is your reaction, what symptoms you have when you're stressed, and approach this. Let's say when I'm stressed, I do less exercises, I don't sleep enough, then change it. Think about it. How can I change my problems with sleep when I'm stressed? And for example, what works for me personally, and it's very well known, like facts about sleep, that we should not look at the phone like at least 1 hour before we go to bed, because this screen has this blue light that kills our it so we don't produce as much melatonin, this hormone of sleep. And no wonder, like, after having some chat on the phone, we cannot fall asleep. Also, it makes us think more. It increases our anxiety if we look in social media and we start to compare ourselves with other people, because our brain has this it's a mind traps. We all think in all or nothing. We compare ourselves with somebody. We do personalize everything, so we try to read mind of other people. It's a very well known traps of our mind, and by using social media before night, it really makes it worse. So then I don't look at my phone at least 1 hour before I go to bed. I always open the window. I make sure my room has fresh air, and you also need to enjoy your bed, to have very clean and fresh bed linen. And then think about the smell again. Can you use some lavender oil before you go to bed, but not too much, so it does not really disturb you, but it makes you feel better and more relaxing. And make sure your room is very dark. And for me personally, this really helps. This is what I see as a bespoke approach to every problem you have. So another problem, let's say you have a problem with sleep, what else it can be? Then you notice that, yeah, your skin gets really dry when you're stressed. Then make sure you drink lots of water um, when you're stressed. Then do it. If you forget about it, set an alarm clock and think, okay, I need to drink a glass of water right now. um, it's really simple, right? And in altogether it works. So I would say, yeah, think about your stressors in life and approach everyone like kind of you know bespokely. Yeah.
Perfect. I suppose then, this is actually a really great question. How long does it take for stress to affect the skin? So if I had like a really stressful week, how long should I take to see results or
That's
negative?
very personal. That's really no answer, like one answer to this. It depends how is your resilience, how much you can cope. Because some people, they can cope with stress better, and then there is last drop, and then there's a problem. Or some people are very sensitive, and for them even a small thing can become very stressful, and then they can wake up next day having like problem spots on their face. I think it's about listening to yourself and observe yourself, how long it takes you to feel the stress, how long it takes your skin to react to stress. And once you know yourself, that's already half of the problem solved, because we don't know much about ourselves, unfortunately. But once you start, once you're interested in yourself, then you observe yourself and you can see, yeah, and then you can do something with this.
You can fix them. I suppose it's something we haven't touched on then is when people are stressed, sometimes they turn to negative or unhealthy things to fix it. So the likes of a really stressful day, you'll find some people say, I can't wait to get home and have a beer or have a glass of wine to unwind. What are the effects of alcohol on stress and on skin?
Or alcohol has a bad effect not on just our skin, but in general in our body, and it actually kills cells of our brain. But again, I think me personally, I think moderation in everything, that's what is crucial, to have this balance. If you have a glass of wine with friends after work, and you don't do it every day, you don't drink a bottle of wine, but you have a glass or even two glasses, I think it could be, even a good thing for yourself. But it's my personal. If you're allergic to something, of course, never do it. If you know yourself, if you know your body, and even one glass of wine makes you feel anxious next day, makes you feel, your skin is dry, or I don't know, whatever reaction you have to alcohol, then don't do it. Think about yourself. But if for you, if a glass of wine is fine and you don't feel any consequences next day, you don't feel guilt, your skin is fine, your sleep pattern are still fine, then it means that alcohol is fine, like a glass of wine. And as I said before, it's all about knowing yourself, knowing your reactions to alcohol, to stress, and so on. Yeah.
Yeah, so again, I suppose it's all very, as you said, a bespoke approach. And the best way probably to get a bespoke approach, in my opinion anyway, is probably having one of the consultations with yourself. Just to kind of get to talk and find out the main stressors, and the different pinpoints of things you can do. So do you want to tell us a little bit about consultations with yourself?
Totally. For everyone who attended today, I would love to see you, to have a 15 minutes of assessment for free, and then you can decide whether you want to have a consultation with me or not. We can look at your stressors in life, identify them, categorize internal, external, ones you can eliminate from your life, once you cannot, and then to find out solutions, to find out approaches to every stressor in your life, and to go through this together, create a program. So I personally work in existential analysis approach, and it builds on 4 motivations in life. Some basic motivation: when you can be in this world, then you have support, you have things you can rely on, your family, so you're stable. Then second motivation is about your relationship in life. It's all about you and other people, and if you know about you, what do you know about yourself? How is your relationship with yourself? What you like, what you don't like? Because some people come to my sessions and they say, I don't know what I like, I don't know what I want to do in life. And my goal is to to find out together. Of course, it's therapy, it's a relationship, it's never one way thing. So the third motivation is about me in this world. It's what do I have rights for? Can I be myself? It's about self-esteem a lot. Can I be myself, or do I have to fit in the box? And it's really about what is my vacation? Yeah, what can I do if I'm free to do what I want? About personal boundaries, and on the last step is about meaning. After we build this relationship with yourself, with people, we think about what you like, what you don't like, your values in life, and on the top of your values, we build the meaning in life. But this is quite an advanced step, when you think about the meaning in life, because yeah, it's a beautiful feeling afterwards when you have a purpose. Yeah. So this is my approach, and we will be very happy, yeah, to see everyone who would like to talk more about their personal stressors in life.
Perfect. So what is the best way to contact you then if anyone wanted to, book in that free 15 minutes consultation?
I can give my email. I'm at the moment I'm building my website, the company called Balance and Beyond. It's at the moment it's really very simple, but there is a form on the website and you can fill it in, and I'll receive an email. So I can leave the name of the website. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. If you just want to even if we write in the comments your email and your website as well. So if anybody is interested, do feel free to reach out. Of course, it is a 15-minute free consultation, and hopefully it'll be able to give you a bit of guidance in the direction that your personal bespoke plan for your stress and for your life needs to go. So I suppose then, to try and kind of sum everything up today, one of the big factors that we want everyone to take out of this today is that, a healthy skin and a healthy mind are so closely intertwined. And that really stress affects every part of your body, and your general well-being and lifestyle affects everything. So if you're happy, you will see the benefits in your skin, in your well-being, in your stress levels. If there are, you're in a crazy life and you're constantly on the go, and don't take 10 minutes for yourself, you will see it in your stress levels, you'll see it in your hair, you'll see it in your skin, you'll see it in your body. And it really is important to look after yourself. Your skin is your biggest organ, and we really do believe that you should take care of it both from within and with the help of, cosmeceutical and scientific products. So just a little bit about finishing up then about dermoi. So we offer a personalized dynamic approach to skincare. So anyone that is experiencing any skin problems, the likes of acne or rosacea or even anti-aging, and are kind of saying, well, look, my lifestyle isn't going to change dramatically anytime soon, but I would like a little bit of help either improving or maintaining my skin. We are actually giving complimentary consultations. So I will leave the website below. You can book a complimentary consultation with us. And again, we will just go through understanding your lifestyle, and creating really a skincare plan that will help your skin either to improve or to maintain the level it's at, depending on your needs and your lifestyle that you have. So we kind of see our therapist as kind of like a personal trainer for your skin. So we completely believe that there's no point doing what everyone else is doing. You need to have a really bespoke plan, because what I do day to day and what you do day to day are completely different, and our skins reacts differently. So it's really important to have a bespoke plan. So we'll leave links if anybody does want a skincare consultation. We can set those up, no problem. It's just over the phone or over the likes of Zoom. And as well then, just with the South Westminster bid, we do have a little discount code for anyone that is wanting to purchase products online, and that's just Victoria7 for 7% off all products on our website. So the likes of meditation oils, we have some of those, osmosis oils, anything that you had kind of thought about, I'd like to try, feel free to use the discount code and really enjoy it. But I think that's everything. Is there anything you wanted to say to sum up?
I wanted to say thank you so much for your attention, for your time. And I want to be honest, I was quite stressed this morning, but to be honest, now I feel like it was a positive stress. Thank you so much.
Oh no, that's good. I'm so glad to hear. So I think again, it just shows we all experience stress. Even the likes of coming on a webinar can be very stressful. And it's the fear of the unknown, and that's part of the what we're trying to get through, is that it's not a bad fear, because it's probably made us more excited and to talk more, but I wouldn't want to do this every half hour with somebody different, because it would be far too much stress.
I agree, and everything starts with self-care, self-love.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, look, thank you everyone for joining us. Again, if you have any questions or want to get in touch, both of our websites are in the chats comment, and we look forward to hearing from everyone soon.